Hi everybody, welcome back to Regina's World. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Regina, straight from Vegas. This channel, we do reviews on the show Married at First Sight every Wednesday or Thursday. Weekend vlog of whatever I'm doing on the weekend, and Mondays is my Storytime Monday. So today's Monday, guess what? Storytime Monday. And today's story time is about STDs. Yes, about STDs. So if you want to hear my story time of the STDs I've had, what I know about them, what I did, how I acted when I found out I had them, and etc., stay right here. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you like this content, follow me on my social media, Keyshawn Voorhees Robinson on Facebook, and Sleepers in LVNV on Instagram. Alright, let's get into this video. So, let's get into this story time. So, again, the three I've had was chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HPV. And I contracted each one of them between the ages of 16 and 18. So I lost my virginity at 16. And during this time, I was very promiscuous and pretty reckless and did not show, too much responsibility during this time. So bad decision making was happening. And so the first one I contracted was chlamydia. And I think I had to be like 16. I had to be. So before I even go in there, anytime I had a new sexual partner, I'll say that I had a thing that I will always go to the doctor. So if I slept with you today, I'll make me an appointment tomorrow and go be at the doctor within the next few days, because I didn't know you and I had just had sex with you unprotected, and yeah, even though I did that, I still wasn't consciously protecting myself. Like wearing condoms or things like that. I wasn't protecting myself from stuff. So the first one that I get was chlamydia. And I met this guy. I was back home in Missouri. All three of these, I was back home in Missouri. And I met this guy at a gas station. Remember it like it was yesterday. He was very sexy, like super dope. And he was at a gas station, and back then, I thought it was shit. So I walked up to him and I was like, here's my number, use it sooner than later, etc., etc., etc. And I found out, I started talking to him over the phone, I found out actually he was from Las Vegas. He was just home visiting family in Missouri, but he lived here in Vegas. And he was like, I'm only gonna be here for a amount of time, but I would love to get, see you while you was here. I don't even remember how old he was. I think he was in his 20s. And I was like, sure. So I meet up with him, and then he takes me to, I think it was the park, but it was a part of the park that was really romantic, like a waterfall and stuff like that. So he pulls up to this thing, and we didn't even get out. He turned on a Vaught song. I think the song is called I'm Sorry. And this song was on repeat the entire time. And it's what kind of made me end up liking the song to this day, because the song was on repeat while we was having sex. And just like any other time I have sex with somebody new, I make me a doctor's appointment and I go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor, and then I find out the doctor calls me and tells me I got chlamydia. And I was like, what? I was so hurt. Like, I was so hurt, and I felt so disgusted and nasty. I'm like, how could somebody do this to somebody? And blah, blah, blah. So I drive home and everything, and I'm crying in the car. And my sister come outside, and she's like, what's wrong? And I told her, and she's like, it's okay. What did they do? I said, they gave me a shot. They said I can't have sex for 7 days or whatever. But I'm so just, can I believe somebody just gave me chlamydia, So I call him on the phone, and then just like a nigga says, you ain't get it from me. You better talk to whoever he was fucking with previously or whatever. I was like, nigga, I know who I was fucking with, and I know who I got it from. I got it from your motherfucking ass. And the nice thing to do would be like, damn, if I did, I'm sorry. I'll go get myself checked too. I'm sorry that I gave this to you. But no responsibility at all. Needless to say, that was the last time I ever talked to him again. And thank God it was just chlamydia. And it was just a 7-day shot. Got rid of it and was back to my old tricks. You would think that would slow me down. But it didn't slow me down. Disease number 2. So the next one was gonorrhea. And frankly, I don't remember how I got gonorrhea. Because I say again, I was pretty hot in the pants. So I don't have a real deep story for you how I got gonorrhea. I don't even remember who I got it from or whatever. I just know I had it. Disease number 2, get a shot. Can't have sex for 7 days. After I realized though that this is what they usually do, is you just get a shot of penicillin and you just can't have sex for 7 days and you be back out there in the streets doing what you do. I got a little overconfident. You know what I mean? Like overconfident, because I'm like, damn, this all it is. And what the fuck? What the fuck we use? It's just a little shot. I say to anybody who's watching, protect yourself, men and women. If you're not in a committed relationship with somebody and you're out here having sex with random people, please protect yourself, women and men. Don't trust the word of a woman. If she says she's clean, she don't got nothing, or she's on the pill. If you're not with her if you're not in a committed relationship with her, don't take her word for, just for the hell of it. Don't take it. Protect yourself, because this is your body at the end of the day. And if somebody burns you, then you have to live with that. You have to. But yeah, so my friend ended up, so this had to be around 17, because I think she got it after me, and I was very aware of how it worked, and she had reacted like I reacted when I found out I had chlamydia. She was crying in my house and everything, and I was like, no, don't even worry about it, girl. It's no big deal. They just gonna give you a shot in the ass, right in the hip, and then you'll be fine in 7 days. And she dried her tears, went to the doctor, got shot, didn't have sex for 7 days. And what were we doing? Right back throwing our asses in another nigga face. Like, we didn't learn nothing when we were in our teens and 20s. We didn't learn nothing. We were so stupid. Like, we were so stupid. I would never want to live those days again, because what I know now, I was just so reckless, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was invincible. You couldn't tell me nothing. So anywho, disease number 3. So this one is HPV. And this one, I got this one, I think when I was 17. And I was actually in a committed relationship during this time. I actually was. And I was just feeling funny. No, I don't even think I was feeling funny. I think I just went to get a normal pap smear, right? And my doctor called me back in and was like, you have HPV. And this is the time before HPV is well known as it is now. People still probably have questions about what HPV is, but now there's a vaccine and everything, commercials, you're more familiar with the term HPV than you was 25 years ago. God, that sounds like a long time. But I didn't quite know what HPV was 25 years ago. So when the doctor said I had HPV, I was so confused. I actually thought she was talking about herpes, right? That's what I thought she was talking about. I thought she was talking about herpes. And she was like, no, it's not herpes, this is HPV. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And she was like, well, this is a disease that this can turn into different things. You can get cancer, you can get this, you can get that from HPV. So I'm like, okay. And frankly, I don't even remember, I don't know what she did at the time. She may have gave me some antibiotics or something. I don't quite know exactly what she did to get rid of the HPV. I know I went home at the time. I told my boyfriend at the time because we was living together. And I don't even think he went to the doctor because we just was so unfamiliar with what it was. So we literally went on with our lives. I didn't even think about it anymore. It came back to me years later. So I had ended up leaving Missouri and went to college, got pregnant, went back home, that whole story. And then when I came to Vegas, I moved to Vegas, and this was around 21. I mean, it was 21. So remember, I found out I had HPV at 17. I was carrying HPV for years or something, and it was never told to me. So it was not told to me until I was 21. So when I went in out here in Vegas, I went normal pap smear, and the doctor said you have some abnormal cells. And I said, abnormal cells? What are you talking about? And they said we had to do a biopsy because you have some abnormal cells and we need to find out what's going on. So I said, okay. So they took a biopsy. That shit hurt, by the way. If you never have a biopsy, let me tell you what it's like. It's like they take this screw thing, put it in your puss to your uterus, clamp a piece of your uterus and pinch it off. Like just pinch it off. And it cramps your whole uterus up because it's like this weird, what the fuck are you doing down there? Like he's like literally pinching a piece of your uterus off to go send it to the lab. So it really, really hurts. And then results came back. He said, you have cervical cancer. Now, all this has came back to me. All this has came back to me from the moment I was 17, and the doctor said then you have HPV and this could turn into cervical cancer. Years later, it never got taken care of. It turned into cervical cancer at the age of 21. So I didn't know what to do. I'm freaked out completely. I'm in a whole new relationship with my husband now, and I tell him that I have cervical cancer. He like, what? You're 21 years old. I'm like, I know that, but I have cervical cancer. So I sit at the doctor's office and I'm like, well, what do we do? What are you going to do about this? And he says, well, you have two options. You can get a hysterectomy, or you can, we can freeze your cervix. And I said, well, I'm only 21. I don't want a hysterectomy. I may want to have kids one day. And he said, well, if you don't want a hysterectomy, then we will just freeze your cervix. I said, okay, well, what does that entail? He said, well, we're going to take some nitrogen oxide and freeze your cervix and kill the cancer cells, and then it's going to thaw out, and after it thaw out, it should kill the cancer cells, and then every 6 months we check you to see if the cancer has came back. If it comes back, we're going to eventually have to do a hysterectomy. I said, okay. Went in, he froze my cervix like everything planned. He used nitrogen oxide. He froze everything and it unthawed eventually. It didn't feel funny. It just felt like a whole bunch of water when it unthawed. And then I had to pee a lot. And once it unthawed, he just did a whole bunch of tests, and the tests came back negative. The cancer cells was dead. And I've been cancer-free, I guess you can say, since 21. I've never had that issue again. And trust me, as much as I go to the doctor, let me tell you, because I'm a little bit, what is that word called? When you think you're sick all the time? Hypochondriac. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac in that way. So if I feel something wrong, I'm going to the doctor. If I pee wrong, if the smell of my urine is a little bit too strong, I'm going to the doctor. I'm like a hypochondriac in that way. So you're not going to get too much past me when it comes to like a disease, because I'm very like, you know, I've pretty much now I know what I'm looking for when it comes to diseases and discharge and colors and smells and all that stuff. So I'm very, very aware of what to look for. So for those who not aware, I'm gonna just kind of run it down to you for a little bit. If you're not disease conscious like myself, for herpes, herpes and warts, they're bumps, clusters. If you see those on your penis or on his penis or your vagina, go to the doctor. Blisters, warts, clusters, bumps, go to the doctor. You might have warts or herpes. HIV, I'm not sure if there's any major symptoms with HIV. You might have flu-like symptoms, but I'm not sure about like a discharge to look for. But I know you have like flu-like symptoms and your lymph nodes are swollen. Keep that in mind. Trichomoniasis, green. So if you ever see something in your underwear, ladies, that you know like hell your underwear do not supposed to be green, your discharge do not supposed to be green or brown, take your ass to the doctor, because you might be might have trick, and you don't supposed to be doing that. Chlamydia and gonorrhea, I think that was either white or yellow, cottage cheesy like discharge, smells pretty foul. Yeah, so, and it definitely burns when you pee. That's a dead giveaway. If you go to the bathroom and that shit burn like a motherfucker, and you like, what the if it burns when you pee, yes, take your motherfucking ass to the doctor, because he done gave you something. But it's not always it's a disease. It could be a UTI, and don't confuse a UTI with an STD, because them bitches are, I hate UTIs. I don't get UTIs at office, but when I do, I hate them bitches. Them is the most painful things that a woman can get is a fucking UTI. Them shit hurts like hell. And I don't wish a UTI on anybody, especially if you don't have insurance, because that is awful to have a UTI. Like, but anywho, so yeah, that is my crazy little quick little story of my life with, you know, my experience with STDs. I can gladly say I'm in a committed relationship, and I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore, and stepping out and getting diseases. And I ain't had a disease in years, and don't plan on ever getting one, you know. I'm like, so, but I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I have had my still time of over my 35 years, even after my teenage years was over, still been a little dumb and reckless. I've still, you know, dabbled in, you know, reckless behavior, drunken nights, binge, whatever you want to call it. I've had my stupidest reckless time as well, but I have definitely changed my life for the better. I have grown for the better, and you will too. So, you know, what the stuff that you do in your early 20s and your early teens is not what you're going to do 20 years from now when you're in your 30s. Like, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, oh, if you haven't watched my previous video over the weekend, I did a weekend vlog of me electric biking here in Las Vegas. If you want to see that, please go check it out in my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I upload weekly. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. Thank you for my subscribers, and for my future subscribers who's going to find me on my YouTube channel. Again, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on my social media. All right, y'all. See you next week. Bye.